Very good evening, all of you. I welcome all of you in this training journey, in this very interesting learning journey, right? And I'm really very happy that all of you are with me to learn something new, right? And definitely we are going to start something new concept from today. And I know that most of you was just waiting for the lesson, right? Because today we are going to cover a lot of things, a lot of new concept about Django, or not only just about Django, about web pages, right? How we can create the web, how we can use them, right? And how we can work on them, right? Okay, so we are just going to learn about, going to cover everything from the basics, right? Okay. So I hope that you all installed your Python, your Django, and your Python or any interpreter or any coding tool or code editor, but you are capable to code, and to program your machine, right? To program your web applications, right? So I'm just directly going to jump on PyCharm, right? And where we will start the coding part, right? Okay. Some of you are just saying me to I have to record, right? But the session is live available, right, on YouTube. So after the finishing the class, after completing the class, you can just go for the YouTube channel and watch the video. It's not compulsory for me to record it, right? Okay. It's going to record by my YouTube channel, right? Okay. Fine. So now I'm just directly going to jump here, and this is my PyCharm, right? So I'm just going to close all the files, and this is my PyCharm. Even I'm just going to close this terminal also, right? Everything goes fine. Now, in this PyCharm, we are going to code our thoughts, right? It's very interesting thing we are going to cover, right? Okay, so let's start. If I click here, then I will get this folder and I will get this db.sqlite3. So what is the db.sqlite3, guys? This is my database. My database where I can store, where we can store our data. And we have some tables, because how we will store the data in the form of tables, right? So how to work actually, like if I explain you very easily, right? We have, suppose this Excel. I have this Excel sheet. Like it's going to open, just wait. Okay, so now let's jump. So as you can see, this Excel is just similar to your database. You created your one file, db.sqlite3. You just assume that this db.sqlite3 is your just complete one Excel file. And in this Excel file, we have multiple tables: sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5, and sheet n. So n number of tables to create your Excel sheet, and you can give the name, like the sheet for user, the sheet for user, the sheet for students, this sheet for like course, and this sheet for different name, this sheet for different name, right? So what I'm doing here, guys, I'm just creating multiple tables. So what is this, guys? What we have here, we have tables in the form of table, right? So we are just going to work on tabular data, right? So we have tables. So now, like, suppose I'm just going to work on user table. So this is my complete database. This Excel file is my complete database, and this user is my table, or just first table I created, or maybe it's pre-created. Learn about it, that we are going to create this user table, or we are getting like as a pre-created or pre-built it for us with the help of Django or from Django, right? So we have this complete database, db.sqlite3. We have this table, multiple tables, and in this table or in the individual table, we have, like suppose if we talk about, so we have these columns, column A, column B, column C, column D, and we have rows. So rows means number of data. Right now, try to understand, like for this row, for this column, my column name is name. This is my number. this is my email, and this is something else, this is something else, this is something else, right? So it depends just up to you that what you want to store. So you are just going to give the name of the column, right? Okay. Now you will enter value somewhere, some value here, some value, some value here, and you will insert some value again in next data, right? So what I'm doing here, guys, I'm just creating my data. I'm just creating my data, right? Okay. Now what I'm going to explain, I'm just going to just change this sum value because I want to explain you something about the pattern of data. So like you will got the point, right? Okay. So now like this is, I think there is some, like suppose we have this value, right? And now this is Bharat. Some number we have, and suppose mail is same. Suppose mail is same. Why I'm going to write the mail same? You will got the point right now, right? Just wait for 1 minute. Now after that, we have Nikita. Number is same. Number is same, right? And mail is different. Suppose we have this data. We have this data in our user table. Right? Now if I ask you to just give me the name or give me the detail about the person with the name of Pratik. So what you will do, you will apply filter. You will apply filter on the name condition. Without name condition, what you will do, just click here and apply filter. Where is filter? Like we have this filter, and filter, you will apply it like this, and you will apply the condition that I want like only Pratik name. So I will just leave all the things and choose Pratik only and got the details. So what I will do, I will return this detail. Right? Okay. Second possibility we have that you will get condition. You will get just one condition, and condition is I want details of all the person with this number 8768 with this number. So what you will do, you will apply again filter condition, and you will get this detail. After that, you can read this detail and you can proceed. Like maybe you want to copy this detail and paste it on somewhere or on different table or on any other variable or other things, right? So what I'm doing here, in database, I created multiple tables, and for each table, we decided a column name. And at each column or every column, we are going to insert some value. That's good, right? We can insert some values. Apart from it, we are also applying filtering concept. We want to filter my data, because what is web application? Like we will learn about it, don't worry about it, right? But what happens inside the web application? Like if you talk about mostly everyone try to play with data or with data. We have a lot of data and we want to play with this, right? So now so if we want to filter my data, then we can filter. We will just work like on deep on this concept, right? Like upcoming 1 and 2 hours, right? But I want to just explain you the concept of this. So now what we have here, db.sqlite3. So in db.sqlite3, we have just similar to this table. Now suppose how we can open this. My PyCharm is not going to open this. So how we can open? So we have a different software. Right now, actually, I not installed it, right? Okay. So what I'm doing here, as I'm just going to go for Google. For Google, right? You also can install if you want, right? So just go for Google and search for DB browser. DB browser for SQLite 3 or SQLite, right? You will get this website. Or just click here and install it according to you. Like as I'm expecting for my Mac system, so I'm getting this. So what I will do, I will just click on download. And now I'm looking for Mac version. So like it's not for Windows, it's for Mac. So we have this. I'm just going to click on this version. It's going to download this file. So I'm just going to paste on desktop. So it will download in my system, right? So when it will complete, I will explain, right? So just after completing, I will show you that how to work, how to install all these things, right? Okay. So leave it now. Now just jump on your different parts. So we have this many.py file as we discussed in our last class. Everyone is not getting my voice clear. Everyone is not getting my voice. Right now, is it clear? Okay, okay, fine. So, yeah, jump here. So now we have this guys manage.py, manage.py file. So what is this manage.py file, guys? Manage.py file is everything for your project mainly, right? If we want to run the server, if you want to use the database and other things, right, then you can or you have to use manage.py file because it's compulsory, it's very important, right? Okay. So we are going to use even in last class yesterday we already discussed about manage.py, and we also like executed one command only about manage.py file, right? Okay. Now we will learn about more commands for manage.py file, right? Okay. So now we have this project. In this project, most important thing is your settings.py and urs.py. If you are working on local system, local server, when you want to go or when you want to deploy your project and when you are planning to deploy a project, then we will directly jump on wsdi.py file, right? So we will not talk about right now, right? We will talk about later, maybe if we need, right? Okay, yeah. Guys, I'm getting a request continuously from your end that recording, as I'm telling you that recording will be available on YouTube. I don't have to record it, right? So I think it's clear for all of you. You will get your recordings for lecture on your YouTube things, right? So you don't have to ask me. Yeah. And it will be available, so it will be and also on great quality, so it will be again for good for all of us, right? Okay. That's good, guys. So now what I'm doing here, guys, maybe some 2 minute or 5 minute 10 minute, maybe it will be hard to understand you, right, that what we are doing, but within 10 to 20 minutes everything will be in your mind, in your eyes actually, I can say, right? Because I want that you have to see that what you are thinking, that it will be great for all of us, right? Yeah. Yeah, as I'm getting just one message from one student that what about PostgreSQL, right? So apart from SQLite 3, we can use multiple database. It's not like compulsory that we have to use only SQL database. We can use non-SQL database also, right? We can use MongoDB, we can use other database, right? So it just depends that what database you want to use. Python gives us SQLite 3 as a by default database. So we don't have to think that how we can configure it, how we can use it and all these things. You will get everything configured. That's why. We can use SQLite only for multiple tables and multiple things, right? We will use it. Other, it's not your ML class right now, right? And if we talk about the explain Anaconda and Cell, so I don't think so that we have to work on Anaconda and all. And what I'm doing, guys, all of you, right? What I'm doing, guys, I know that most of you, again, is still you are facing problem to install the Python or PyCharm, or maybe some of you are facing a problem with Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook, and all, right? So my team is creating a one video, just one video, to install a complete Python, Django, PyCharm in your system from scratch, and not in Linux format, in Windows format, right? So you will get everything. So if it's working in your system, that's completely fine. But if again it's still not working, that's again completely fine. We will make a video, and by tomorrow, right? And before starting our next session, we will share the video with all of you, right? So you can go with this video and you can learn that how we can install all the things. This video will be like released by tomorrow morning, right? Because right now we are preparing for it, right? So you will get all the details. Because I was feeling that I have to explain, but what I think, guys, actually, honestly, if I explain you right now that how to install all the things, that it will take approx 30 to 40 minutes or maybe more than this. right? So I don't want to like spend this much of amount to explain you installing parts, right? Because our focus is to learning, right? That how we can cover. So that's fine. So good choices, like as we have discussed about the right, like okay, fine. Yeah. So now let's jump to the topic points. Yeah, no, Niranjan, I'll try to like cover the things in break session. Like we will decide. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Like I want to explain you one more thing. Maybe some of you still not getting this db.sqlite 3 file in your system. There is again good news for all of you, right? It's not compulsory that you will get this file without executing one command. I'm getting this command. I'm getting this like file, and even I'm just going to delete it because it's not important for me right now. Because right now I'm not working on any database, right? Okay, do refactor. is is not going to delete by my PyCharm because it says that you are not going to delete safely, but it's not compulsory to have it, right? Okay. Now, what I'm doing here, guys, I'm just going to open my terminal, and good news is that I'm just going to run one command, Python manage.py, Python manage.py run server, run server. So when you execute, guys, when you execute this command, if you noticed, maybe some of you, I'm getting my server is running. My server is running. Just take some get some patience, right? I'm explaining everything, right? So like as you can see here, I'm getting my server is going to run, and my server is going to run on this terminal 127.0.0.1 colon 8000 and all. And if I click here, I will get this beautiful page. That's great, right? We have this page. But if you noticed one thing, we are getting this warning, guys. We are getting this warning, right? So what the mean of this warning, right? And why we are getting this warning, right? So this warning says, like, if I read it completely, like theoretically, you have 17 unapplied migration. Your project may not work properly until you apply the migration for apps. Run manage.py migrate, right? Python manage.py migrate, right? So what this command will do, I'm just going to copy this command, guys. I'm just going to copy this command. And what this command will do for us, actually this command, so just leave the command, just firstly talk about what my error wants to tell us, or just my warning wants to tell us. The warning wants to tell us that Django comes up with some tables, like as you know, we have this db.sqlite 3 file, right? We have this db.sqlite 3 files, but actually what we have behind the scene inside the Django, we have some pre-configured tables, right? And the table name also, column name also, we have some pre-configured things. But what my program says that you have some pre-configured tables, but you have to apply these tables on your database. What a machine says? Machine says you created a one Excel format, but you not created any table. Like you not created any table in your database, right? So what this command says? This command says that Django comes with some tables. Django comes with some tables and some migration files, and apply Python manage.py migrate this command. So, but before applying this command, I want to show you something, right? So as you can see, this software installed in my machine or just downloaded in my machine. So I'm just going to open this software. I'm just going to delete this Excel file right now. Don't save it. I'm not going to save this. It's just going to open. It will take less than 1 minute. Yeah, it's done. I'm just going to move it in my application folder. I hope it's moved. Yeah, it's done. We have the software. I'm just going to open. I'm just going to close this window. I'm just going to open the software. going to ask me for opening the permission. So I just give the permission here. It's done, guys. We have this software, right? Or we have this just window. So what it says that if you want to open, like suppose if I have Excel, we have Excel sheet, and if we want to open Excel sheet, then we need Excel software, like Microsoft Excel. If we have SQLite 3 software, or if we have SQLite 3 files, we need this software, right? So what I'm doing, I'm just going to open my database. So when I click open, where I have my database file. So I have my database file on my desktop. In desktop, master in Python. Inside is my Django API. We have this file, db.sqlite3, db.sqlite3. If I open this file, and if I click on browse data, it says that you have one table. What this command or what this file says for us, it says that you have one table, but there is no table name. You not decided, you not created any table. You have only data file, and data file name is db.sqlite3, but there is no table you created. If you want, you can create your own table, right? But I'm not going to use this software to create it, because Django comes with a lot of functionality and lot of different and very advanced features. We don't have to work like basic or regular database, right? Like we have some PHP admin things, so we have some MySQL database things, right? You have to create your tables, assign the IDs, a lot of things we have to work, right? Maybe some of you have knowledge if you have, so that's why I'm telling it. But yeah, in Python or in Django, we don't have to configure our database like this. My database is pre-configured. We have to just create some pre-created or pre-developed tables, or in our tables, right? Or just in our database. So how we can get the tables? You just go for your terminal, open your next terminal, and I have to run just one command, guys. Python manage.py migrate. Python manage.py migrate. Try to understand this, guys, right? My machine is also giving me this error that you are getting 17 unapplied migrations and your project may not work properly. So you have to just run this command. So like, remember, guys, there is no table. As I'm refreshing it, I'm not getting any table in drop down, right? Because in this database. But now good news is when I execute this command, click enter, and let's see what it's going to execute. Oh, we are getting the error, and error is argument of no, it's not iterable. Oh, very good. Yeah, we are getting it because we opened our database. So we have to just close the database, right? Okay, that's why it was not applying. Now Python manage.py migrate. We are again still getting the same. Just wait, actually it's happening really first time that we are getting this error, but no. Yeah, most of you have not get any error. Maybe some problem in my system. That's why I'm getting this error. Excel sheet is not important, right? That it's opened or not, right? It's not important. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to open my dev browser again. Maybe there is some different command or some different thing we need. That's why server is running. It's not big deal, right? I'm just going to open my database again on desktop, on made in Python, my Django API, db.sqlite3. Yeah, it's good news. Like the error, just leave the error. We are getting this drop down tables. My tables are created, right? Maybe the error something for different, but you all will not get this error. Like believe me, like you will not get. You have deleted the DB from PyCharm. It's not big deal. Like if we deleted the DB from PyCharm, it again created. You can see it's created. It's created in my system, right? So it's not like really big deal. But yeah, I'm just going to try to run same command again. Python manage.py. I'm getting same error, but yeah, fine. Just leave it. This error just because of something different thing. But yeah, my table has created. Can you see this? After executing the command python manage.py migrate, we are getting these tables created by Python. Auth user, if I just do the full screen, we will get these tables. You can see we are getting these tables and we are getting these column names. So we are getting this auth user. So what we have, guys, in this auth user, in auth user we will store about authenticated user or logged in user. Do you know, guys, like when we want to log in our system, like for example, suppose just I'm going to jump on facebook.com. Suppose I'm just going to jump on facebook.com. It's going to ask me for username and password. So where they stored? They stored somewhere behind the scene or in the back end on database. When you enter your username and when you enter your password, then when you click login, the data will travel from front end to the back end and come to this point, come to this database. And in this database, it will ask for your password, it will ask for your username and check it that username and password is going to match or not. If your username and password will match, it will return that you logged in successfully, right? And it will log in your system, log in your account. But yes, if they will not match, you will get error like this, right? Facebook is really very advanced, so they knows that your username is correct, but password is incorrect. So they are just going to generate the error that password is not going to correct, right? And it's asked me that it's not you. If it's not you, then you can just click here and just enter your username and password again. So what they are doing behind the scene, they are matching your password. They're matching your password. So where they stored in database, created some table, and just going to store your values again and again, or like step by step. So we are also going to do this. We created this table. Now we want to store the data. We want to store the data, or you can say we want to create an advanced user, right? So how we can do this? Let's see. I'm just going to open my terminal. I'm just going to delete this page. We have third very important command. If you want to create user means who can log in your account, and who can check that what you are doing behind the scene or what you are doing. Like suppose, for example, you are going to enter new students, you are going to register any data, you are going to like delete anything, whatever you are doing, you can monitor. Or like what you have inside your database. Like suppose, for example, guys, as I have this table, I have this software, so I can check that what I have in this database, how many tables we have, and all these things. But if I ask you that you don't have this software, you don't know about this software, now how we can access this? How we can access it, right? Yes, like I'm getting a question, are these predefined table? Yes, they are predefined table. We don't have to create them, right? We don't have to create these tables, right? Okay, so now we don't have to apply nothing. We have to just run one command. We have to run one command, and one command name is python manage.py migrate. Python manage.py migrate. Like guys, all of you getting the point? Like, is it going too fast? Right? If you think that it's really fast, so I can explain you again. Everything was clear to all of you guys? Okay. Okay, fine, guys. Okay, fine. So let's jump on database part again. Okay. So what I'm doing, as I have this white window, so I can explain you better, right? Okay. Actually, what we have, guys, or what we are doing here, we have to store data, right? Because we are playing with data tables, data sets, right? Okay. So what we have to do, we have to store data. So where we will store, we have database, and inside the database we have tables. Tables we have. Now, inside the tables, like how we are getting these tables. So to create the tables, we have two different possibilities. Two different possibilities we have if we want to create tables, right? And so now the first possibility is to just run the command. Actually, what's happening here? Like if you want to create any table in your DB file, if you want to create any table in your DB file, just a second. In your DB file, then how we can create, right? Okay, I'll show you the DBs. Just wait a minute, right? So if I want to create a tables on DB files, then firstly we have to code the instructions in the database, right? Because behind the scene we have to code, or we have to write the coding part, right? So what my Django will do, Django comes up with pre-coding part. Django is going to come with pre-coding part for table. Like for example, I want to create a one table for user. I won't create the second table for a student. I won't create the third table, or actually I don't want to create. I don't want to create these tables. Like suppose these tables are created by my Django part, right? Because they know that you are going to create a web app. Definitely, you need user. You need user. You need students. You need login details. Login details. It means when you logged in, when you logged out, when you created your account, and all these things. So these are compulsory details. So Django comes up with these tables. We don't have to create, we don't have to write any code. Any code. What we have to do, we have to just run one command. Just one command, and when you execute this command, Python menu.py is, we all know, it's just simple. We have to run just one command, migrate. When you execute your migrate command, you will get tables, and the table will be created in your database file. So this is my first pattern, guys. First pattern, that you are getting pre-configured tables. Just run the command migrate, you will get your tables. Second possibility, guys, what we have, a second possibility is write the code. Write your code from scratch. Right? Even we will also learn that how we can write the code from scratch to create any table, but write the code from scratch. Then after that, convert your code in migration file, and then apply the command migrate. So what we will do, we will write the code, or just we will write the code from scratch, and now create the migration file and migrate it. So what it will do, it will just generate the same table. We will learn about it. So don't worry, guys. We will also learn that how you can code your table according to your thought, right? Okay. So now we have to just run the command migration, right? Okay. So we'll learn about it. Okay. So next jump on the topic. So I hope it's clear to all of you. So what we are doing first, we are just creating some pre-configured tables. We are just creating some pre-configured tables. So now, as we run the command Python migrate, they will create some table inside your database, inside your file, you can say. And now, if you want to store any data, you can create your data. You can create, or you can store any type of data. And now, in coming future, if we want to use them, then we can extract the data also, apply the filter things also, right? So you can filter your data from a database, right? So we'll learn about it, how we can extract the data and all these things. Not right now, but we will learn about it. Right? Fine. So now I hope it's clear to all of you guys. Like, can we like continue? Is it clear to all of you? Okay, that's good. That's good. Fine. So now we are just jump on this. Uh, we can do this, Murad, right? We can do this. We have to just create three different data tables, and you have to configure. You have to configure that where you want to store the data and all these things, right? Then you can do this. It's possible. It's not big deal, right? Okay. Okay. Let's see. So next jump on the topic. I would just ask you one question for all of you guys. Like, what do you think that complete Django, like we are going to learn or we started, is it easy or is it like complex or tough? What do you think? Like, it's easy or it's tough? And what you are feeling here? Okay. That's great. Like, I'm really getting an interesting response, right? Some of you are saying me that it's easy. Some of you think that moderate, and but yeah, not idea, no idea. Codes inside the file seems confusing. Easy, right? It's easy to work on Django. I'm a Spider user and facing issues with installing Django and all these things. Okay, no, there is not big deal, right? Okay, moderate. Crystal clear. Please make the commands clear bit while you are using it. Okay. I'll do this. Okay, actually, it's just depend on two things that have anything is easy or anything is tough. If I tell you the truth that how we decide that particular thing is easy or tough, it's depend on two things. First thing is interest. First thing is interest that we have. We really want to learn it or not. If we want to learn it, then we can focus on it and we can say that it's easy. It's easy, right? Second thing is patience. We really have patience to learn something, or we can focus continuously for the particular time. If we can, then we will get that within some time or after some time, everything will be easy, right? If we talk about the Django, believe me guys, as compared of all the programming languages and all type of tools we have to develop the web applications, Django is easier one, right? If I tell you same thing, or if I teach you same thing with Node.js or with JavaScript or with other different applications or with other things, it will be really very tough or very complex again. As you are getting a pre-created tables, pre-configured database, you will not get same thing in any other programming language. If you are just planning to learn or planning to work on Node.js, it will be very difficult. You have to configure your MongoDB, you have to configure your your tools, path, and all these things. In Django, you don't have to do nothing. Everything you are getting inside it, right? Okay, so it will be easy, but yeah, as you are beginner, I can understand. Some of you are really beginners, so you will face problems or you will face some doubts. So I'm here to solve your all the problems and try to explain you in easiest way, so you will get everything clear picture or everything clear in your mind. if I say, if you are beginner and if you don't want to work hard, and if you are not planning to build a big applications or industrial applications, then you can go with Flask. If you are planning to create a single web page or just basic web page, you can go with Flask. And if you think that you are not good in web development, then you can go with Flask. It will be easy. But if you are planning to build really big applications or like industrial applications, or like if you want to play with huge amount of data, like e-commerce website or any blogging site and on other things, you have to go with Django. Django will be the like best thing to develop any type of web application. Flask will be not. Flask will be not. Right? Okay. For ML and AI, I suggest like again, if your data is less and if you are just if you want to use like particular things or particular concept with ML and AI, then you can go with Flask. But if you are planning to build again applications, a complete application, you have to go with Django. And with Django, I suggest with Django everything is easy. Everything is easy. In Flask, you have to configure. You have to configure everything. Right? Okay. Don't use Python-m, right? Okay. So now next jump here, right? I'm just going to jump here, and what I'm doing here, guys, I'm just going to create my user, Python manage.py, Python manage.py, create super user. When you execute this command, Python manage.py create super user, and when you execute it, it will ask you for the username. Like for suppose for a username, my username is Django API. Email address p@g.com. Then password, password will be like any password. So as I'm going to enter my password, uh, password is Django 2020. Says this error, but I hope it's created this data. Murari, I'm working on a virtual environment. Can you see this? I'm still working on virtual environment. Then, okay, so let's see. Let's open our DB browser. Let's see. I'm going to just check or verify. Open database. I clicked here. Desktop, master in Python, and it's my db.sql3 file. As you can see, guys, in auth user table, I'm getting one entry here. This is my password, and this password is in the form of encrypted format, right? How it's encrypted, I'll not show you here, right? That's how it's encrypted, what algorithm they are using, and how they are going to use a secret key and all these things. But if you are planning to learn about the like deep concept, then you can discuss with me. I'll like do something different, like, okay, but not right now. But yeah, password we are getting in encrypted format. We are getting username, Django API we created. Email is this. If the staff means you are super user or you are normal user, says I'm super user, so I'm getting because what command we executed? Create super user. So we are getting this data is active, means my account is activated or deactivated. So my account is activated. We are getting this. We are getting this, right? Okay, so that's good, guys, right? And that's really great. Then we have this concept, we have this thing. So if we execute python.py create super user, we will get data here. So we created. Now let's ready for login. So good news is, guys, we don't have to create any admin page, any login page, or nothing else. We are getting everything pre-built it. Just enter here and click /admin and click enter. When you click here, you will get this beautiful login page. It's again, we are getting pre-build it with the help of Django. So we not build it. It's like pre-configured, pre-build it with Django. My username is what username we decided? Django API. So my username is Django API, and password is Django 2020. Is it clear, guys? Password is Django 2020. If we click on login, it will insert or it will open this page, this web page, right? And this is the web page where we can get our details, our tables. Like we have two tables. One is group, one is users. So if we have one table is users, so I want to check that how much data we have in this particular table. In this particular database, we have multiple tables, and in the particular table, how much data we have, how many entries we have, or I want to just tell you directly that how many users registered in this database. So I can open it. Users. Users. So we are getting this Django API. Only one user we have. Email address is this, and his stuff is this. We are getting this. If you want to add it, we will just click here. We will get everything ready for you. This is your password. You can't change it. You can change by change password, or just going to click on change password. You can change. But apart from it, algorithm they are using something they are using, right? Salt they are using, Husky they are using, and lot of things they are using, right? Okay. Now after that, first name, last name, we not created, we not inserted. Then we are getting this data. We have this data. Your last login and date of joined. We joined at 5:47:55, and we logged in on 5:50:41. This is my last login, last one when we logged in, right? Okay, so if I save it, it will save. So I hope it's clear to all of you guys, right? That how we are getting this container, how we getting this thing. Okay, okay, okay. Actually, what this command did, guys? Like we are doing nothing. Like what we are doing. Okay, bounce हो गया, ऊपर से गया. Okay, fine, fine, fine. It's just going to bounce for you. Okay. What we did, guys, actually, like suppose I'm just going to explain you again one more time completely. What we did, we applied python manage.py create super user. If I click enter, they will ask you for the username. So what this command doing, guys? This command is going to connect you with your db.sqli3 file. db.sqli3 file. If I execute this command and click enter, they will ask you for the username and password, like how you will log in your account. How you can log in your account. So like my username will be same Pratik Misra. Password is like sorry, email is random email, because they are not going to verify by sending the mail, right? Yeah, but now password is like, suppose for example my password is uh, D Jango 2020. It's not going to show here. It's not going to show here, right? It's not visible for anyone, right? But it's going to enter. Now let's enter. Next, confirming password is going to ask you for the password confirmation. So now Jango 2020 and click enter. It says after executing this command, created successfully. Superuser created successfully. Due to this manage.py file, we are getting some error just because of due to this manage.py file. Because like maybe there's some difference with version. That's why we are getting, right. You will not Okay. So now, directly, I'm just going to jump here. So now it's created. It's created this table. Now what I'm doing here, I'm just going to open my URL. My URL. We all know 127.0.0.1:8000. If I click here, it would open this page for me. It will open this page for me. And now if I want, if we want to access our admin panel, if we want to access our admin panel, then how we can access? Just click here and write your URL. Write your URL slash admin admin and slash and click enter. What I'm doing here, guys, like I'm just going to write my URL, admin, and where we assign this URL. So if you visit your project, open your url.py file, you will get this URL, guys, here. URL patterns. Inside the URL patterns, we will insert or we will mention all the URLs. Like suppose for example, you are going to visit a techsimplus.com and this course like online summer intensive for full stack development. So what we have, techsimplus.com is my domain name, and this URL online summer intensive, this complete URL we have. So we created this URL inside my urls.py file. Inside my urls.py file. So we created this URL, right? And that's why when we execute this, we will get it. Even if I write here admin and click enter, you will get admin on TechSim page also. Not here, actually, by mistake. Now, if you write your admin, you will get your TechSim admin page. And I created these all the tables, as you can see. I created this authentication table. Then again, Django pay you money. Like you are going to pay for us. Like suppose if you are going to register for TechSim you will pay. Where I will check that, like for example, like one of my student Aman paid for my company or paid for my course or not. I will check it here. My all cancelled, refund, transaction request, successful transaction request, I will store here. Learnings, coding coupons and all these things, right? Apart from it, courses, how many courses we are going to generate. Certificates, as you will get certificate after the course. So where I will store here, like as you can see, right? So suppose online certificate. So we have the certificate detail. We are getting the certificate ID and all these things. So we created this. As you can see, we created 1,930 online certificates in this database only, right? So how we can access Vidyalvo admin? So same thing, guys, we are getting here. So this admin URL is pre-configured with your Django. When you create your project, you will get your URL pre-configured. So we don't have to configure again and again, right? Okay. So now, that's why we are getting it. We will learn about it, that how we can create the tables like this. Like as you can see, I created these tables, these many tables inside the one app. Periodic task, we have a lot of things. Learning, we have Django PU, we have study, we have, right? So we'll learn about it, how we can create, but not right now. My focus is not to teach you right now these things or these advanced things, right? They are really very advanced. My focus is to teach you that how we can play with this admin panel and how we can play with this URLs. Here you can see is the entire database on your browser. It's the entire database on your browser, right? And after login, you can access it. You can't access it directly. Like if I like click here and click enter, it will ask you for the login. As you can see, it's going to ask me, right? So we have this. So now if I want to check that what data we created, okay, if you are getting the error that database is logged, don't worry. Just close your DB browser. D browser. When you close the D browser and try to open it again, you will not get this error. Sagar and all, like if anyone is getting the error, right? Database is locked. Close your D browser, then solve it, right? Okay, so now site cannot be reached. Site cannot be reached. The reason is because on server bricked. As you can see here, I'm getting this error. So I'm just going to close it, clear it, and python manage.py run server. As you can see, my server is going to run. right? So I hope it's clear to all of you, right? You can access everything. You can access everything in your web browser page, right? Okay. So now that's it. Okay, so let's see. We have this, but now, guys, like I'm going to just jump on some advanced thing. Like suppose I don't have this admin, I don't have this page, I don't have this page, and all these things, right? But now suppose I have this page. I have this page, but is it enough? Is it enough to create a web projects? And do you think that you created everything in a website? You are not planning, you are not thinking that, sir, how it's possible? I'm curious about to learn that how it's possible to replace this page with my thought. And I'm thinking to write my favorite subject name here, or just like for example my favorite person, or just one person I have in my life, right? And I want to write the name on this web page with beautiful color, with beautiful name, with beautiful different things. I would write it here. How it's possible? How it's possible to make it, right? So now we are just directly going to jump it, that how we can remove this page and just create or just make it possible your imaginations in the web page, or just draw your imaginations on the web page. So how we can do this? Let's directly jump it, right? I was thinking that you all are curious about it, that how we can change this web page and replace the content according to you, whatever you want, right? As you can see that I'm really curious about it to teach you that how you can replace this content and want to learn, right? Okay, so that's the point, right? Okay. So now what I'm doing here, guys, just try to understand it. What's happening here, guys? What's happening here? Like if I'm executing this 8,000, just one more, and I can say last concept where you have to focus maximum, right? After getting clear this concept, you don't have to worry about it, that how it's working, how they're executing, and all these things. Everything will be in your hand, right? Okay. So now we are getting this, and now what I want, guys, what I want, just one thing from everyone. Don't comment anything. Like if you are getting the error, it's good, it's not bad thing, right? Because error will teach you that how we can resolve them, right? It's really good that you are getting the error, but don't discuss right now. Just give me a 10 minutes with 100% focus. If you're really here to learn, and if you're just going to discuss, then it's like your choice, right? It's your choice. So just focus here and just try to understand. And within 5 minutes, believe me, within 5 minutes, we are going to make our web page, a very beautiful web page we are going to create. So just wait and watch. So now, what I want, guys, what's happening here? I have this URL. And what I want and what I'm expecting, when I run this URL, it will send some request. Actually, what's happening here, guys? When I execute any URL, suppose for example, I'm just going to visit for techsimplus.com, and there is no relation between this web page with techsimplus.com. Techsimplus don't know that who is going to execute me, but what they know, who is going to request to access me. When I click enter, my browser will send some request, or some format of data, and where they will send the same request for the server where I hosted my website. Like suppose, for example, this is my local server because I hosted my website on my computer. Complete code, complete server, complete database is running in my system. That's why we are saying that this is my local system. Maybe some of you focused about it, that why every time I'm teaching you or I'm telling it that I'm running my local server, my project is working on my local server, and I'm just doing or work on local server. Why I'm telling this? Because my project can execute only in my laptop, If I do everything, if I change anything in my project, you will not able to execute it, or you will not able to access it. That's why I'm saying that is my local project, because server is in my laptop, database is in my laptop, complete coding is in my laptop, right? So now what I'm doing, but browser don't know. Browser don't know that your project is running in your laptop, in any other person's of laptop, in any cloud services, in your AWS cloud, and where you are running. Browser don't know. What browser know? Browser know you are going to enter some IP address, or you are going to enter some domain name, I have to just track this domain name and send the request to this domain or to this IP address. Then I want to access you and just give me the permission that I can access you, right? The same thing I'm doing here. When I'm writing the URL or domain techsimplus.com. So what they are doing, they are sending the request to my server, and server is just accepting this request and sending back, right? And what they will back is decided by the developer. What I want to revert back. Like suppose for example, if you visit this techsimplus.com, I decided, or my team decided, because my team developed this website, they decided that whenever any person is going to visit techsimplus.com, they will get this beautiful page. Right? They can access our all the courses, all the things, all the upcoming courses, and also all the trainer list also, and all the things. So who decided? Our company decided, our company developer decided that we have to send it. Same thing, I will decide. Django will not decide. Then when I visit 127.0.0.1 colon 8000, then what they will present. We will decide that if anyone visit on this URL, then what you have to present, what you have to show for the user. So how we will decide? Let's see. So for example, as do you remember in last class, we worked about creating the function define home. And define home, I'm sending a request. Suppose request. What is request? I don't know, because browser is going to send, and we don't know till this point, right? Like we don't know that what request is going to send by like browser, but browser is sending some secret codes, secret content, and some different thing behind the scene with the help of request variable. Requests are very important, guys, very important, right? And believe me, in upcoming 3 classes, we are completely going to work only this argument, and this argument name is request. So just focus it, right? Because your data, your forms, your models, everything will pass from the request, right? Okay. So now request. Now what we will do, if anyone will request us, then I will return something. Hello to all. How are you feeling? Or how's this class? So I would return. Okay, that's it. So now, if anyone call this home function, if anyone call this function and send the request, and request is give me access. Suppose request is give me access. If I click, I will get this. Hello to all, how you are feeling, right? How are you feeling, right? We are getting this. So what I'm getting, I'm just getting written. What I'm getting, guys, written we are getting, right? But now suppose if it's happened, because here we not decided that which type of request we are going to send. Like suppose for example, I have one of my student like Udit, right? Udit. So now what I want to ask you, or I want to just do the request for Udit to give me a pen, like suppose for pen, right? Or just give me something, some different component, anything. I want to just ask you for the Udit, right? So what I will do, if I'm doing a request for particular thing, like I'm doing the request for pen pad, suppose I'm doing the request for pen pad, I'm just asking for Udit that just give me the access of your pen pad, right? Or just give me a request, like give me a permission to access your system with the help of any desk. Just access it or just request it. So what I'm doing here, guys, if I'm sending the request with the purpose of to access any desk, then is it possible that Udit will give me the permission on TeamViewer? Is it possible that I'm asking for any desk and Udit is just going to give me the permission on TeamViewer? Is it possible it will work? No, it will not work. It will not work, right? Same thing with the help of browser. Same thing we have with browser. Actually, if we are sending any request from the browser, then we have protocol, right? We all know, guys. I don't think so that you know I will not. Like if you are visiting this website techsimplus.com, if you can focus here, we are getting this HTTPS. HTTP protocol we have, guys, right? We all know about it, right? Without this, can you execute it? Is it possible that you not enter HTTPS, and without HTTPS, your browser can execute? Like if you enter this, your browser will refresh, but you will get HTTP, by a browser, because your browser know about it that without HTTPS it's not possible to access any website, or without HTTP, maybe HTTPS, maybe HTTP, but we need at least one protocol, right? Same thing is here, guys. Here I'm just requesting my program, my function don't know about it, that what I'm going to request, I'm just requesting it, they're going to return it. But it will not work in a web page. In a web page, you have to define that which type of request you are going to apply. So how we will define? We will define with importing the libraries. How we will define, guys? With importing the libraries, right? Okay, so now before doing anything, I will just explain you one more concept about importing the libraries. Import lib. Suppose I want to work with math. I have just one library, math library. If I click enter, so it's this command, I will work it. So how will you use import math? Simple. If you execute this command, you will get this math. You will get this complete library math, right? But now suppose think just one more step. Inside the math library, we have multiple functions. Not only one function, guys. We have multiple functions, hundreds of functions we have. We want to execute them and we want to use them. How we can do this? Suppose I have one function in math sqrt, or I have one more function in math sine, sine, or I have one function tan, cos, and any other function, a mathematics function we have, sum, delete, pop, a lot of things we have in math function. So now if we want to work them, how we can? So what we will do, if we imported math, what we have to write? We have to write math dot. What I'm writing here, guys? Math dot my library function name, my function name. So my function name is sqrt. And inside the function name, if you have to pass any argument, if you want to pass any argument, you can pass. Like for example, I want to find the sqrt of 15. You will get this answer. Right? I hope all of you are getting this point. Right? Suppose just work something advanced. Just think about more. Now we can import this sqrt directly also. How we can import it? Just write like this: from math import sqrt. From math import sqrt. Then what we are doing here, inside the math library, we have sqrt. So we can import it. Now if you are getting the point, that's good. If you're not getting the point, I'm just going to explain you in more detail. Now, how we can use this sqrt? Just type your sqrt like this and run any number. You will get this answer. Right? Maybe it's clear, but maybe it's not clear. I'm just going to explain you in more detail. Like suppose, uh, okay, suppose we have this math library, and inside this math library, we have one function sqrt. And if we want to import this, then we will write the instruction that from math import sqrt. Now suppose just think one more step, right? This math library is under the different file, under the different folder, or inside of one file, and file name is library. And try to understand it. I want to import my sqrt. So how we can import? We will use like this. What we will do, from lib, because my entry point is lib dot math import sqrt. Are you getting my point, guys? Now suppose this lib is inside the all lib, then we will say, and I want to access my sqrt. Then what we will say? We will say that from all lib dot math import sqrt. Now this all lib is inside my folder, and I want access math only. So what we will write? We'll write from folder dot all lib import math. All of you getting the point? Is it going to clear for all of you? Like what I'm trying to do, suppose if we talk practically, I'm just going to clear all the drawings, right? Okay, now I have Django. Inside this Django, we have contrib. Inside this contrib, we have auth. Inside this auth, we have models. Inside this model, we have user. Now, if I ask you how to import contrib, who will give me the answer for this? First, how to import only contrib? How to import contrib only? Who will give me the answer? Not, it's incorrect. Django.contrib, we can't use. Import Django.contrib. How to use contrib only? How to import contrib only? From Django import contrib, import contrib. That's great. Cost and change. How to import auth only? How to import auth only? If I want to import auth, how to import auth only? Who will give me the answer for this? I want to import this auth. From Django.contrib import auth. From Django.contrib import auth. Guys, I'm expecting the answer from everyone. Spelling can be incorrect. It's not big deal, right? I'm just want to check your concept. Okay. How to import model? How to import model? Now, this auth have models. Apart from it, we have two more things: login and logout. How to import login and how to import logout? How to import login? How we can import login? Only. Yeah, someone gives me the answer from auth import login. It will not work, guys. Like suppose I'm just going to clear again. I hope it's clear to all of you. I'm just going to clear this complete drawing, right? Okay. Now suppose I want to access this file. So without opening my Finder, without opening all the folders, can we access directly file? No. We have to open my Finder. We have to jump on my drive. And inside the my drive, we have to jump on my data too. Then we can access this file. This is the file, right? Same thing. So you can't jump directly. Then from auth, import auth, right? Or from auth, import something, right? We have to apply pattern, right? So I hope it's clear to all of you. So this is the main concept, guys. We have to learn about only this thing, right? Okay. So now just last final question to all of you. Inside the Django, we have HTTP. Inside the Django, we have HTTP, and inside the HTTP, we have HTTP response. How we can import HTTP response? Sanskrit, advanced answer, right? Okay. Okay, so as you are saying me, just giving the answer that we can write from Django.http import HTTP response. So I'm just going to agree with all of you. I can believe all of you that you are giving me this, maybe some like correct answers. I'm just going to work, right? Okay. So now what I'm doing, I'm just going to work on my project. Just going to move to my project, right? And what I'm doing, I'm just going to create a one function. What I'm doing here, guys, I'm just going to create a one function because if anyone do the request for my home page, then they have to send me request. If anyone is going trying to access this home, and if they want to access this home, then they have to try to send the request, because without request I will not give the response. So request. Actually, this variable can be any, it's not compulsory. This variable can be according to your choice, but in this location they will send a request. So I thought that we have to give the name request colon enter. When anyone is going to send you the request, when anyone is going to send you the request for HTTP, the response will be HTTP, because request is not going to come from any function, come from any code. Request is going to directly come from your browser. Request is directly going to come from your browser. So request, so we have to return something. So what we will return, as you told me, that sir, we can return HTTP response. And how we can import HTTP response? You give me this answer. I don't know if it's correct or not, right? But you told me that it should be Django.http import HTTP response. Let's see, maybe you are correct. So from Django.http import HTTP response. Simple. So we have this function. Maybe it's correct, maybe it's incorrect. Like you are saying me, so maybe I hope it's correct, right? Okay. So now what I'm doing here, if we have this function, we have to just return it. So now return HTTP response. Because request is HTTP, then response will be HTTP. And response is hello to all of who are clear, right? If it will execute, so this again question, this is again question from my side to all of you, right? This is just a question that you are getting the clear this concept, so you have to give me the answer, right? But after executing this, if we will get the correct answer, if any error happen or if any error will present here, then you will go not give me the answer, right? Okay, but now we have to call this. We have to call this function. So how we can call, like suppose we have this admin, what I'm doing here, I'm just going to delete it. Suppose I'm just going to delete it, and what I will do, I will call my home function. Simple. It's easiest thing, guys. What I'm doing here, I removed my admin URL, and with admin, I am just going to run my home function. So if anyone do the request, if anyone send the request, my request page will not be this. My request page will be different. Which will be different, right? So now what page we will get? Let's see. So if I execute this, let's check my server is working fine or not. So my server is not working fine. So we have to just clear, and now Python manage dot, sorry, yeah, Python manage dot py run server, run server. Let's see, it's going to execute, right? Okay, now let's refresh it. It says page not found. That's great. Actually, I was expecting this URL. I was expecting this page, right? And why we are getting this page? We are getting this page. The reason is because we have only one URL. We have only one URL, and URL name is admin. URL name is admin. But are we using this URL? Are we using this URL here? No, we are not using this URL here, right? So what we have to do? We have to just type admin, and let's ready to see the magic. You will get this question. You will get this question from my web page, because I'm just going to write /admin. So when we enter /admin, this admin will send the request. This admin will send the request to my program, to my URL, to my admin. And this admin will check that this admin is going to connect with home. This admin is going to connect with home. This will call your home function and give you return response, HTTP response. And response will be hello to all. All of you are getting this concept clear. Now again, this is clear to all of you. So if this concept is clear to all of you, then you can say me yes. Or if you're getting any doubts, you can ask me the question. Everything is going to clear all of you? Okay, what exactly URL means? You are asking why, how we are working with this admin, right? And all these things. Why we are getting this, the home page, why/admin? Why we are not getting on home page? Why we have to enter /admin? /admin. Okay, Niranjan, thank you so much. Getting the point, 50%, but fine. Okay. So actually, what's happening here, guys? What's happening here, guys? If I remove this admin, right? Then it will send us to be just beta minute, right? Yeah. So if I execute this, so actually what I did, I am just going to replace all the things. So this is my URL file, url.py file, right? So how it work, guys? Actually, how it work? Actually, whenever you will send any request from the browser, they will directly connect to the server, and server is running here. As it's generating the error right now, right? But yeah, server is here. And if server is here, actually what I'm thinking, yeah. So server is here, and if server is here, uh, then they will connect you with URL. And when they come to the point URL patterns, then they are coming up with blank URL. This is my regular expression, guys. 8,000, it's regular expression, means you are passing nothing. Just wait a minute, I'll show you how to create the virtual environment, right? Okay. So now we have this 127.0.0.1 colon 8,000. If we execute this, run this domain, or just run this IP address, they will directly connect to the server. They will send the request and try to find the URL. And when they try to find the URL, then they will get the point that there is no URL with blank. Blank means null. Like this. If you have any URL with this value, they will match. So when you sending this URL in your now, when they will send this request, they will check that, okay, we have only one URL here or one path here, and this path start from admin, but you are sending blank request. It means there is no path, blank path, right? So they will generate the error. That they are not getting any data, or they are not getting data. So they say page not found. Do you remember, guys? If you enter any miss URL, wrong URL, suppose for example, if you are going to visit on TechSim Plus, if you are going to visit this and again visit this and again, like just miss URL or just mismatched, you will get this beautiful page. 404 page you are looking for could not be found, because you are going to enter wrong URL. My URL pattern is not going to match behind the scene. Same thing is here. Same thing is here. But yes, if we type like, firstly we have to update. So what I'm doing here, guys, I'm just getting this error just because of Django version. So what I'm doing here, firstly pip uninstall Django. I'm just going to install my Django because I'm getting this error again and again just because of my old version of Django, right? So I'm just going to clean it, right? Clear it, and now I'm going to install my Django again. And maybe we are getting the latest version of Django, right? It's not 3.0.8, it should be like 3.1. That's great. That's great. So it's going to install. Successfully installed. Now guys, if you get this warning, don't execute this command. If you execute this command, it will not able to download or install any software, any or like project or any framework in your system, right? Okay, so now it's done. Now if I run the command python manage.py migrate, let's see, are we getting the error? No, we are not getting any error because just because of old version. I created this project with the version of 3.1 and my virtual environment was getting 3.0. That's why I was getting this error. But right now we are not getting. So now we will not get this error. So now python manage.py run server. So I'm just going to run it, and if I execute it, and if I type admin/enter, it will directly jump for your admin page because we have this URL. We have this URL. That's what we are getting. So now, what we updated, we want to create or we want to change this admin page. Suppose this admin URL, we want to change this admin page with my data. With my data, and what is my data? So if anyone do the request for home or suppose for admin, and what we will do, they will do some request. So what we will do, we will return something. So return just a minute, guys, like it's updating my updated like Django. That's why it's taking some time, like less than 1 minute. Yeah, it's done. So import return and return something. So what we have to return? So we have to return my HTTP response. What we have to return, guys? We have to return my HTTP response. So just we are going to import again. What we will import from from Django dot HTTP import HTTP response. Simple, guys, like HTTP response. Now what you will return? HTTP response. And what response we will send? Again, it's signed. This last bit will remain, right? So it's going to continue. Now is it clear? Right? So we have this question. We have this question, and if we have this question, so when we call this function, so I'm just going to delete this function, and now I will call this function. So what I will call, I have this admin, I created this admin function, and whenever I will call this admin page, I will call this admin function, and I replaced or I changed my admin page, and they will return HTTP response like this. Now if I execute, then let's see. My page refreshed completely, and now it's getting the same content as you are passing hello to all. Now is it clear to all of you? Right? So you are getting this detail or you're getting this content, right? Okay. So that's good, right? So now again it's clear. Now is it clear to all of you again? Right? It's my question, right? It's not my content. It's my question that all of you are getting the answer. A lot of you are getting the clear things that what we are doing, how they are working, and all these things. Okay, that's great. If it's clear, then what is your doubt? Like, can you ask me again, Mustafa, if I'm right? Uh, Okay, fine. So if it's clear to all of you, then I'm just going to work one step extra. What I'm doing here, I'm not going to remove this URL. I'm not going to remove this URL. What I'm planning to create my own URL. Why I'm worried, why I'm trying to replace the URL. If we have capability to create multiple URLs, then can be. Yes. So how we can do this? I'm creating my home. This is my URL. And now, if I call this my home, I will directly jump to my admin page. That's it. Simple, guys. Like, and this name should be same, but this name and this name should not be same. It's not compulsory that this my home should be same as this my home function, right? Function can be different. So what I'm doing here, if anyone try to access my home URL, they will access admin page, and when they will jump on admin page, they will return something. What they will do? They will return something. Are you getting a point, guys? They will return something, and what they will return? They will return HTTP response, and in HTTP response, what they will do? They will return hello to all. Now is it clear to all of you? What I'm doing here, I'm just applying. I'm just going to change one more step, and just I'm applying CENTER. Center is a tag of HTML programming language, right? Maybe some of you have basic knowledge, maybe some of you not. It's not big deal, but center is a tag. So what is this tag in HTML contained actually, guys? HTML is nothing but just setting the property of your text on browser, like how your text will present or represent on a browser. The decision will taken by your tags will decide that how your text will look. So as center tag, so what center tag will do? Center tag will make your content on center of the browser. Center tag will make your content on center of the browser. Now, Tanmay, just wait. Within 5 minutes, I will show you that how we can pass complete HTML file. As you can see here, guys, maybe in this, not in this, now in different project. As you can see, I'm passing this complete HTML file. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and other lot of configurations we have. So within 5 minutes to 10 minutes, I'm going to show you that how you can pass your HTML files, right? Okay, so we have the center. Now, if I refresh this, on admin page, we will get same URL, but we created my home. Oh, not this one. This will be my home. You will get hello to all. Now is it clear on center? So we are getting the center. So what we are doing, we can create multiple URLs. One URL we have with admin, second URL we have with my home. So I hope it's clear to all of you. But now, again, I'm really curious about to know that is it possible that we can access this page on 8,000? On 8,000, right? Am I asking to you that don't type techsimplus.com because it will not work. It will generate the error that is not found. I'm not asking you. I'm not saying that just type techsimplus.com/complete URL online summer intensive program on full stack development and all. What I'm asking to you, or what my program is, or what my browser is asking to you, just enter techsimplus.com. It's my responsibility. Then how you will get this page? Right? So what I'm doing here, I'm just manipulating my URLs, or just you can say I'm just playing with my URLs. Nothing else, guys. Nothing else, right? So now how we can do this? We have this 127.0.0.1 colon 8,000. So what I want accept the request on this page. So how we can accept it? Just delete this, leave it blank, do nothing. So now how they work? This URL is my blank URL. So if anyone send blank URL, I will access my home page or admin page. So I'm just going to replace the name of admin with home. So we are getting it. Are you in a point, guys? I hope it's clear to all of you. Right? So we can send the data from Python to my browser, and now it's working on my 8,000. So if I have 8,000, that's good. If I click admin, then that's good. So two different URLs, guys, right? Can you see this? Can you understand it, right? We have two different URLs, and we know that how we can work on them, and all this is right? So this is like all about URLs, language URLs. Right. So now I hope. Okay, so now we have this, and we worked on this, right? Okay, fine. So now I hope it's clear to all of you. What I'm going to do right now next, that if you noticed, we are writing my URL patterns here, we are writing my Python function here, and if we write everything in single file, right? We okay, that one, that's great, right? Okay. So what I'm going to explain, that as you can see that I'm writing my function file, or that called the function is responsible to present in the browser. This is the browser, right? Views function we have. Now we have this URL patterns, and we are trying to access it also. Right? So we have everything in my project, right? So, but it's not good choice, guys. It's not good choice, right? So what I want to do, I want to create some project structure. What is structure? Where I will store different file for different purpose. URL file will just write, and where we will write only URLs. Database file where we will write the commands or the instructions, the code to handle my database. The views file, views.py file, or my admin file will have some different works, some different tasks. So what is my plan? We have to create a different folder. We have to create a different folder here. Like this, I'm just going to choose it, new. I'm going to create my new directory, and new directory name is my app. Suppose I have this, guys, right? I have this, I created this. So what I'm doing here, I'm just I'm just creating a new folder, and in this folder, we'll create new files. Like file, I'll choose your Python file, and file name is models, suppose, models. See this file. Same thing, you have to create your admin, you have to create your views, you have to create your init, you have to create your test, right? So a lot of things, lot of files you have to create. So Django know about it. You never know about it, that in coming future you have to work with multiple files, multiple instructions that you have to worry about to create the files. So what Django did, Django says don't create manually. Right? Because I know that you don't have too much of time to create all the files, all the instructions from the basic. So what Django says that run just single command. Now, so one command name is Python manage.py start app. One command name is Python manage.py start app. So when we execute, or when we click here, Python manage.py start app, then they will ask you for the app name. So like my app name is my API. If I click here, it's done. And now if I hide it and open it, you will get this folder. Because Django knows that you have to use it, and you need this folder, and even you will not get only blank folder. Otherwise you can say me, sir, if we are getting only blank folder, then we can create it also. Why we are running this command? Because with the help of this command, you will get your project structure ready. You will get your init.py file, you will get your admin.py file, you will get your apps.py, models.py, test.py, and views.py. In this views.py, you will get a one compulsory or most important predefined library, Django.shortcuts. Django.shortcuts, import, render. Important. We are getting this predefined library. In models.py, we are getting some different library. In admin.py, we are getting a different library, right? And we are going to work on all the four files. As you can see here, we have this url.py file, views.py file, models.py file, and admin.py file. Right now, last concept again, maybe it will be a little bit complex, but I know you all can handle it. Because I know that you are really learning well, and you can understand it. That what I'm trying to explain. So what I'm doing here, I'm just creating the same function as I created in url.py file. I'm just going to copy it, or even cut it, and just going to paste it here. We are not getting a HTTP response because we not imported So from Django.http import HTTP response from Django.http import HTTP response. So we are getting this page, right? And now we can return it. We are doing nothing, guys, as we created a one function here, url.py file. We are just creating a one structure. So in my API, we will like create functions. We are getting the predefined structure, pre-built structure, and in views.py file, we will write the code. We'll write the code, right? As we are getting this parenthesis, we have to remove it, right? So we'll write the code here, right? Same thing as we have in url.py file, home page and HTTP response, we import it. We are doing same thing here on home function, and we are getting HTTP response thing. HTTP response thing, right? So now, next will be I'm just going to delete this thing because I don't want to access it. I don't want to access it here. Now, but I want URL. URL will be here because this is my URL file. This is my URL file. Now, uh, if I have this home page, if I have this home and just applying the comma, now, but this home, just try to understand last concept, guys, right? I created this function in views file. I created this function in views file, and I want to access this function home in url.py file. Right? In views.py file, we create the same thing, define home, request, return HTTP response, and we are passing some content from HTTP response. Right? Okay. So now what I want, guys, whenever I try to access my URL as I created on url.py file, so now I want to access my home function. That's my home function. But now home function not exist in same file. Are you getting my point, guys? Home function is not going to exist on your same file, or you can say on your URLs file. Home function exists inside my app. Try to understand it. Let's see who will give me the answer. Home function exists inside my app, and my app name is my API. My API. And my API, inside the API, we have a file, views.py file. And inside the views.py file, we have a function home. Now, how we can use it? How we can use this home function in my url.py file? Who will give me the answer? From API import home, no, it's not correct. From my API.views.py import home, it's not correct. From my API import views, it's not correct. From my API import views, it's correct. If you are giving me the answer from my API import views, it's correct, but it will be again difficult because I want access home. I don't want access views. I want access home. I don't want access views. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, if I want to access this home outside this views file, and I want to access this view file outside this my API, we have to call it. So how we can call? We'll call like this: from my API views import home, and let's see. Firstly, he was getting the error, and error is home is not defined or home is not referenced. Unresolved reference home. You are calling this home, but my URL file have no idea about the home. But right now, if I type home, the error will gone. It is not here, right? And it says that my home is connected. My home is connected. So if I want to access this home, we can access this home from views.py file. Let's see. If I save the server, let's open your terminal and see if my server is working fine. As you can see, home is not defined. Before running the server, we was getting the error, home is not defined. But right now, we are not getting any error, and we are getting server is running properly. Now, If I execute it again, you will get same data, same data. There is no error. There is no error in our program. Even my home is not here and home is not here. Home is on different location. Suppose I want to change it. It's my view. Yeah, you can see. Hello to all. It's my views. So now this is your creating your web page, or this is your replacing your Django created or Django powered web page with your thought, with your page, right? As I created this page and I'm getting this data. I'm getting this data. So I hope it's clear to all of you. Now, if anyone had any doubt till this point, you can ask me. Anyone have any doubt? First, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll clear a doubt, right? If you have your doubt, Shubham, right? If you have your your environment variable, right? Then what you can do, like if you want to access or activate your virtual environment, just type your /win/active source /win and /active, and you will get a one more folder. Yeah, virtual folder name /win/activate or activate. You will get. Now, I can understand that some of you are getting the doubt that how we are getting this accessible, right? And how it's going to import. Okay. So now, actually what we are doing here, we have two different things, urls.py and views.py, right? So what we are doing here, if we are going to enter any URL in browser, then what we are getting, this URL will directly send to the server or send a request to the server, and the server will get the request and transfer this request to url.py file with URL name. And now my URL is blank. Like after 8,000, I'm not going to insert anything. If I insert anything, that's great. That's great. But right now, I'm not going to insert anything. That they will try to find null URL. They will try to find null URL. And when they try to find null URL, then they will come to the first URL. And on first URL, they will got the point that admin. It's not null. It's not null. That's why they will jump for the next URL. When they jump for the next URL, they will get the point that okay, I'm getting null URL. So if condition is satisfied to the URL, to the passing URL, to existing URL, and if any URL will match the condition, then what they will do, they will leave searching the URL, they will skip searching the URL, and they will directly jump, or the request will directly jump to the connected function. And what I connected home function here. I connected this home here. So this home is here. So what it's doing, it's just going to use your home, right? So when it will home, if we have two null URL, then it will execute only first one. It will not execute for second one. It will execute only first URL, right? Because when any URL will match, they will not work, or they will not filter anything for next URL, right? Okay, so now I'm using PyCharm. If anyone is getting the problem, I'm using PyCharm, right? Okay. So now we have this path and we are getting this inverted comma and home. That's it, right? So we get the null, they will connect to the home. And now my next concern is, where is my home? So my home is not exist in same file. My home exists in views.py file, and inside the views, and this view file exists inside my API folder, my API folder. So what I'm doing here, I want to access this home file, home function in my views.py file. So what I'm doing here, URL.py file. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to import my function in my URL file. So how we are getting? I'm here, I'm inside this app, and I'm just writing the command from my API, dot views, from my API dot views, import home, import home. Are you getting the point? As I'm getting the question, why we are giving two URLs? We can use only one URL also. Some like if we have only one web page, then we can go. Like, but suppose as you are working with TechSim Plus, so you are getting one URL is this, one URL is this. If you jump for connectors, you will get this TechSim/connectors. You will get different URL. If you jump for certificate, like after getting the certificate of this training program, you will get one certificate. And if you want to verify, you can verify your certificate with your mobile number or certificate ID. If you click, they will verify. And they will generate the error because there is no certificate with the certificate ID. That's why we are getting this error, right? So now how we can work on it? We have multiple URLs. Right? So that's why we are getting it. We will learn. Like we are getting the question how we can link the files. Like if you want to link my model.py file with views.py file, how we can link, we will learn about it. Same thing guys, like if you want to use my models.py file, so what we will do, if I have something like if I have one function inside my model.py file and if I want to access this model.py file function in my views.py file, I will import it from my API dot models and function name. Function name can be any function name, so I can import it. Right? So this is like your connecting of the functions and URLs, and just running your URL. So when you execute this URL, you will get this data, not 800 on 8000. Right? So we get this data. So I hope it's clear to all of you guys, right? I hope it's clear, and I don't think so that anyone have any doubt in this point, right? Okay. Next concept. We can use a GitHub, right? But not right now, right? We will use a lot of things, guys. We have to cover and we have to learn, but in only 5 days, we can go just straight on the concept, right? On the topic, right? And what is our aim? So our aim is to create this project. Our aim is to create this project to the end of the point. As I verified, I was just trying to verify my project, so I was getting this data, right? So we are getting this data, right? We have this. So now our focus is to implement this project, right? Apart from it, nothing, right? Okay. So now let's jump. But we will discuss about a lot of things, right? Okay. Tomorrow, I know that most of you are waiting for this concept, then how it's going to work, how we are going to use, right, and all these things. Tomorrow you will be able to do this, right? But till today, you will be able to create this web page. Like by the end of the class, you will get this beautiful web page in your project, right? The backend functionality will not work. Backend functionality will not be seen, right? That's why they will not work. But yes, you will get this web page ready, or this beautiful web page ready for you, right? Okay, so now let's see. And even we will also focus that if we choose any image, right? As I'm going to choose this image, So how it's going to change? How it's going to change directly? Even I'm not going to refresh my page. I'm not going to click any button, right? I'm just going to choose my image, and my image is going to change. So how they are going to change, we'll also focus about it right, okay, by today. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it, right? That's really great, awesome. So we get to the function. Next step is how we can connect HTML files. How we can connect HTML files with my function, because I don't want pass. I do not pass this string only because I have complete HTML topic or complete HTML content. Like suppose I have this HTML content and I won't pass it. I won't pass this HTML content here. Then how we can handle it? How we can do this? Let's see. Let's wait just 10 seconds. I'll continue. Okay. So let's jump. How we can do this? So just come for the your app folder. We have this folder. I'm just directly going to click new directory. I'm just going to create a new directory here, right? And a new directory. And I will just give the name for this directory. A name is templates. Templates, TEMPLATES. This name should be same, guys. It should not be like this. It will not work. It should not be like this, that you are typing only template. It should be correct name templates. You can't change this name right now. Right now we can change, but not right now, right? So you have to decide your templates folder. You have to create a templates folder. Okay. And now in this templates folder, we can paste our HTML, CSS, and other things, right? To want to create your web page beautiful, right? So how we can do this? I'm just going to click write new HTML file. And now I'm going to create a new HTML file, index, index, and click enter. HTML file means just coding of HTML pages, right? I'm just going to code our HTML pages, right? Okay. Or you can say HTML is just a front-end technology, right? I hope all guys know about it, right? HTML is our front-end technology, right? Okay. So now if we want to create anything, we will use HTML. If you want to show any data on browser, we need HTML, right? Okay. So now let's see how we can use it. So title, TechSim plus play with your images. Let's play. This is my data. And we created this index file. So now I want to send this index file with this response. So I don't want to send this. I would send this index file. With this response. So how we can send this, guys? The good news is we have a shortcut function, a render. Apart from HTTP response, you use render, right? And make again some programming languages like React.js, maybe Node.js, maybe, right? Vue.js we have, right? And again we have different programming languages, JavaScript languages, right? They use render. To return anything, any content from the behind the technology, so backend to the front end page. They also use the render function, right? So I'm also going to use render, and in this render, what we will do, we will pass my template name, and my template name is, or HTML file name is index.html. Nothing else, guys. What I'm doing here, doing nothing, just replacing my HTTP response with render. So how render will be helpful for us? Just change your index.html file. You will get changes on your web browser. Right? So I'm just connecting return render, and what I will render? I will render my index.html file. Now let's see. I hope all of you are ready to see the magic, right? So what I'm doing here, let's see. So I'm just going to refresh this. If I refresh, it says render missing one required position argument, template name. The reason is we have to pass render fine, and we want to return this index. But where we will return? My question is, okay, fine, I'm going to return like index.html file. But where we will return? Where we will return? So we will return for a request. So what I'm saying, I will render my data to my request, and where I stored my data. So I stored my data in my index.html file, right? So that's why I will return this data to my request, right, or to my back page, and from where we are getting the request, right? So now if I refresh, we will get different error, and we are getting the error template does not exist. Actually, if I can solve this error directly. I will not show you the error also, right? Because I missed just one step. We have to follow from the beginning. But I not told you that how you can follow. Reason is because I want to show you this error. Reason is because when you work in future and when you do this mistake, you will get this error, and you will get the point that okay, only only three possibilities we have to getting this error. First possibility is that you are not getting this template. It means in your templates folder, there's no file with this name, index.html. There is no file with this name. That's why you're not getting. Second is spelling mistake of a templates folder. Third reason is like we are facing, and and by the reason of this, we are getting this data, right? Okay. So now we're getting this error. The reason is because if we open our setting.py file, and now if I open this section installed apps, so it says that you have some pre-configured or pre-downloaded apps. You not created them. They are pre-created behind the scene inside a project. Behind the scene inside a project, or you can say behind the scene, or like on Django. But you created new app, and new app name is my API, right? So what we are getting, we're getting my new app, and my new app is my API. So what we have to do, we have to register this new app to my installed apps. So how we can register? I'm just going to tell to my project, or I'm just going to tell to my setter.py file that I want to register my app. So we can register, just click enter my API. Oh, nothing else, guys. Apart from it, we are doing nothing. So what we are doing, we are just registering our app. So what the meaning of register? Register means nothing else. Just I'm trying to tell to my project, or I'm trying to just declare my app inside the project. So if I want to access anything or any content from my app, so my project will give the permission. To my app that yes, now you can access your project. Right? Or now you can access this web page. So now after registering this, if I refresh this page, I will get same content. Let's play. And on title of the tab, you can see TechSim plus play with. So we are getting this data. Let's play. And why we get this data? The reason is because we are passing from index.html. Now I want to play. Let's play with TechSim plus 2 times. Now refresh it. You will get. Let's play with TechSim plus. We are getting it. Right? We didn't import a templates. We don't have to import. We are passing the name of templates. Are you getting my point? We are passing the name, and behind the scene, Django know about it. We created a new directory templates. Right? It's not any library. We created this directory templates, and after that, we are storing my templates here. Yeah, on that time, we were not asking for my templates or we were not asking for my setting. Actually, what's happening here, when we are trying to open this index.html, this index.html is directly going to jump for my settings file. Because where we declared my templates is going to declare here that on the back end, I'm just going to use django.template.backend, Django templates, and on the directory with this context processor and all these things. We pass the path and all these things we passed here on templates, right? So they will ask for the settings.py, and when they will ask, then settings.py will file directly check food to my installed apps, and they will got the point that there is no new app we created inside my project where we have a new folder with templates name. That's why you was getting the error or the template not found. But right now we're getting a template not found, right? So what we are doing here, whenever anyone visit this 8,000 page, the request to my server, and inside the server I have this URL file, right? And they go to the server, and the server will fetch this that we are connected with home. They will find the home, so they got the home inside the views, inside the my view. They will directly jump to the my view, views.py file, and jump to the home. And home is going to render index.html file for my request, And where's my index.html file is inside my templates folder. In templates folder, we are getting this data. So now we have this index.html file. So now we can we can say that we can use this index.html file in your project, inside the templates folder. If we change the directory name, it will be not accessible right? If you want to learn about it, how we can change the folder name, just focus it. I will show you, maybe, right? Not exactly I can commit, but if we will get the time, I will show you that how we can work on this changing the name. Okay, so I hope it's clear to all of you. If anyone have any doubt till this point to playing with index.html file and all these things, you can ask me, guys. If anyone have any doubt, any problem, any error you are facing, you can ask me. Okay, that's great. Some of you also watching me on YouTube, right? So I'm again asking the same question for all of you viewers who are watching me on YouTube, right? If anyone is facing any error, any doubt, right, you can ask me. One more about the render. Okay, any other question, guys? Anyone? In render function, we are doing nothing. When we call this uh, render, when we call this render function, so this render function needs two things, guys. It needs two things, right? The request and index.html also, right? Request index.html, right? So the request means that, okay, I will render something, but where I will return, so I will return to my request. Where I will return, so I will return to my request. Now after that, index.html is my file. What I want to return, I would return the data, a complete data from index.html thing, right? Actually, guys, honestly, as you all are beginners, right? Most of you are beginners. That's why I'm not explaining you all the things in very deep, because in 5 days it's not possible to cover all the things very deep. Even I can also show you that how you can create your own render function. You don't need any other render function. You can create your own render function also, right? Or with the shortcuts and all these other libraries, right? And behind the scene, I can also see that behind the scene, they are using HTTP response. HTTP response, but not right now, guys. Not right now. It's not correct time to explain you these things, right? Because they will be really very heavy and very difficult to all of you. So now, in settings.py file, we have to just change one thing. It changes one thing on settings.py file, and what we have to change, we have to just add my app and my app here, right? So app name can be changed, guys. Like, don't do this that your app name is this my API, and you are writing your capital my API. Like, your API name is my API and you're writing is this API, right? So your name should be same. If you are getting improper configured error, it means you not applied comma here. If anyone is facing an improperly configured system while running the URL, or like anything, right, you are not applied the comma here. In URLs, if anyone getting, so just try to apply the comma here first, right, and try to check the error. You will get the red alert. Like, suppose if I forget this comma, I will get this red alert. Can you see this? This icon will show you that you have some error, and where you have this error, this line will show you that you have this error and you have this error in this line. And even your complete project will show you that you are getting the error in URL.py file and URL.py file inside this project. Okay. So we have this. Now are you getting my point? Now are you getting my screen? This error, can you see this? Yeah. Sometimes it happens, guys. Sometimes it happens, like maybe network leakage and all these things, network lag problem, right? So it's not big deal. Yeah. So now, what I'm doing here, we have this. So what I'm doing, if you not apply any comma and all this, you have to do this. And in settings.py file, uh, we can use it. Sunny, not right now. It's not correct time to explain this concept. My API, so we can do this. Okay. So now it's good, guys. Like, and it's enough for this point. We create our HTML files and all these things. Just last concept I want to explain you. Then we will go for 10-minute break, right? Then after that we will continue our class, right? So I want to just explain you one more and last concept about playing with images. If we want, like, suppose we have this HTML page, and I want to insert any image. So how we can insert my image? We have, guys, image tag, img tag. Img tag need the path of your image. Then they will insert your image. Like, suppose, for example, I'm just going to search, just going to jump for Google. I'm just going to jump for Google. And if I search for TechSim Plus and just click for images, you'll get some images from TechSim Plus, right, on different web pages and all these things. I want to access like this image, suppose. I want to access this image. So what I will do, I will just open this image. And now I will copy this page or copy this URL, and where I will insert here. Here, right? So as you can see, I'm passing this URL in src source of the image, right? Okay, you are passing this image, that's good. But what's the source? Where we have this image, right? So now we have this image, in this location, in this URL, we are passing it. And now let's good news is if we refresh this page, we'll get this image here. Here this image, right? What I want just apply one break BR, right? So BR is stand for break, so we will be on new line. So can you see this, guys? We are getting this content. Let's play with TechSim Plus. Let's play with TechSim Plus, and we are getting this image also. We are getting this image also, right? Okay. Now suppose I want complete content to be in center. I want this complete content to be in center. So I will just delete this or just crop it and use center tag, and write your complete code in center. When you write your complete code in center and when you execute it, you will get your complete data to be on center. You will get like this, right? Even I want to apply this break here also. Now refresh. So you will get. So what we are doing here, guys, we are going to access our images, and we can access our images. Like that's good. That's great news, guys, for all of us, right? That we can access our images. Now, what about if we have no URL about the images? We have image in downloaded format. Just I'm going to download this image. Click save image, and just I'm going to download this image in this folder, my Django API, my API inside this templates folder. I'm going to save this image, image. That's it. We saved our image, image.jpg. So now what we have to do, guys, where we saved our image on same location where we have our index.html file. What we are doing here, guys, we saved our image image on same location where we stored our index.html file. So what we have to do, we have to just change the path. Change the path, and path name is image.jpg. It means that with the help of this HTML, we are going to access this image directly to my browser. That's good news, right? Can you see this, guys? We are not getting this image. We are not getting this image. We are not getting actually error, but we are getting just a one symbol image, and it shows that the image should be load here. And you are using image tag here, but your image URL is different. Image URL is different, right? So that's why we are getting this error. We get this error, right? So I hope you all wants to know that why we are getting this image, right? And why this image is not going to present here. So we will, I will explain you this in next session. Right? We will start our next session on 7:55 on sharp, right? So don't do this, or don't do like yesterday class, right? And don't join on last. I will start our session on sharp 7:55, right? So if you want to know that how this image will be present here and how we can access this image, so join on same time, right? But till this point, if anyone have any doubt, you can ask me. From 7:55 to up to completing our web page should be similar to this web page. When this web page will be clear, and when we will get the look like same of this web page, we will finish our class. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this class. Right? See you all on 7 o'clock or 7:50, not 7 o'clock, 7:55 on same time, right? So thank you so much to be here. See you in next session. If you are watching me on YouTube, I will live my next session, right? So you will not join this session or like next session with the same link. You have to join with different link, right? So just go for the link and watch it. And if anyone who are here on Zoom, if you want, you can also join it, right? On YouTube. So if you like this video, or if like this complete tutorial, you can also go for the YouTube channel, right? And like the video, and if you think, you can share this video also for your all the friends, so they also can learn all the things as you are learning, right? Okay. Thank you so much, guys. See you in next session. Bye bye.